Welcome to the Ohio Department of Transportation's public meeting for the Wooster Street/State Route 64, Campbell Hill, which is also Alumni Drive, intersection improvement. My name is Kelsey Hoagland. I'm the District 2 Public Information Specialist for the Ohio Department of Transportation, and I'll be the moderator for this public meeting. We do have a few housekeeping things that we'll go over first, and then we'll get into the project details. First and foremost, thank you for your patience and understanding as we go through this virtual public meeting. Everyone is more familiar with an in-person meeting, so we thank you as we also are learning. We'll try to make this as easy and seamless as possible, but there might be a few bumps as we go. We do appreciate your feedback on how to make this experience better in the future. We have a team of subject matter experts from ODOT and the consulting firms live on video and audio that can mute and unmute themselves, but the audience has been muted so as to help make sure that we have the presenter's attention and limiting background noise. So I'm just going to briefly go over the agenda. First, we're going to cover some ground rules for the public meeting. We're going to go over project team introductions from both ODOT and the consulting agency, as well as the City of Bowling Green. We'll have a live project presentation, which is going to be available on our website via video, so you'll be able to access that as well. And we will have a live question and answer. Participants are going to be able to talk and ask questions to the project team using 3 different options that we'll go over shortly. These are also listed on the websites, the meeting invite letter, flyer, handout. But if you don't have any of those, go ahead and grab a pen and a paper, and then you can write them down as we go over them. As far as the ground rules for the public meeting, to permit the fair and orderly discussion of project information and expression of comments, there are the ground rules that we're going to go over. This meeting is being recorded. All comments are considered public record. Please do keep comments and concerns as specific as possible and relevant to the project that we are discussing. Demeaning, derogatory, inflammatory, or vulgar language will not be accepted and may result in the removal of the attendee if necessary. There is a 2-minute limit for each comment speaker, which I will moderate. However, if you run out of time, feel free to comment using another method. We have the opportunity to leave voicemails, and also you can chat in with the team. I will let you know when there are 30 seconds left in your time, and then also when there are 10 seconds left in your time. The 2-minute limit does not include the time the project team members are talking or answering your questions. So it's just specifically the time that you as a commenter are talking. If you do have if you are in need of special assistance or accommodation, you can contact our public information office. Our public information officer, Rebecca D'Angelo, is available at area code 419-373-4428. All right, so we talked about those ways that you can connect to the meeting, so we'll begin going over those now. You can connect via any of the following ways. If you call in by phone, you can join the speaker queue or leave us a voicemail at, the number is 855-925-2801, and the code for this meeting is 7790. Once you're through that, you can press the star, or also known as the asterisk, and then press 3 to join the speaker queue. There is a delay between the online video sound and the sound you'll hear on the phone, which may cause an echo, so if you wouldn't mind muting your online portion when you're speaking directly to the project team. There is the opportunity to leave a voicemail. There's a 5-minute limit on voicemails, but you can call back and leave as many voicemails as you would like, so please feel free to use that as well. You may text W046, again, that's W046, to the number 73224. You'll get an automatic response from the meeting confirming that you have the correct meeting. You also have the opportunity to online comment in the Your Meeting question or comment box on your screen. This is typically just to the right of the box with the video I'm in, but if you have a smaller screen, you might need to scroll down a little bit. Just type your question and comments in there and press the comment button. And then we'll try to answer questions as we go. If there are any repeat questions, we may not answer those specifically, but we'll be sure to get back to you in the chat. And then the ones that are definitely relevant to the greater good, we're going to discuss in person over the meeting. So please feel free to add any and all comments and suggestions, questions, things like that. We're going to go over introductions. Now we'll introduce the project team and the subject matter experts. I'll say their first name, and then they will say their full name and their title with audio and video on so you can see each one. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Stacy.
Yeah, hi, my name is Stacy Simler. I'm the ODOT District 2 Environmental Coordinator in Bowling Green. Nice to see everyone.
Thanks, Stacy. Kim?
Yes, good afternoon. I'm Kim Navratil. I am the LTA right-of-way liaison in District 2 in Bowling Green.
Thanks, Kim. How about Dennis?
Hello, this is Dennis Sharvett, and I work with ODOT Construction. Thank you.
And Chris? I'm not sure if we have Chris Hibbett on the line, but he is a representative from ODOT and will be available on the call. Next, we have Brian.
Hi there, Brian Kraft, City Bowling Green, Public Works Director.
Thanks, Brian. Brad?
Hi, I'm Brad Holman, City Engineer for the City of Bowling Green.
Thanks, Brad. Jeff?
Hi, I'm Jeff Yoder. I'm the project manager. I'm with Pogemeyer Design Group.
Very good. Next, we have Libby.
Hi, I'm Libby Rushley with Lawhon and Associates, and we're doing some of the environmental investigation for the project.
Thank you, Libby. Are there any other folks who would like to introduce themselves at this time? All right, thank you. We also have a technical team who is behind the scenes that's pushing comments to the subject matter experts, and then they're making sure that all the questions are cross-populated, and they'll alert us if anything happens to go wrong with the video feed. Those folks behind the team are Rebecca D'Angelo, our Public Information Officer, and Kathy Puntieri, also in our administrative office. So thank you so much to those who are working behind the scenes. We do appreciate their help tremendously. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Brian Kraft with the City of Bowling Green to share his screen and go ahead and get started with the live presentation. A video presentation is going to be available on the Public Input and ODOT website, and then we'll take the questions and answers just after the presentation ends. So Brian, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Hi, I'm Brian Kraft, Public Works Director, City of Bowling Green. Thanks for joining us today. This first slide really represents across the top the partnership between the City of Bowling Green, Pogemeyer Design Group, the Ohio Department of Transportation, and Bowling Green State University. This slide represents the project area. The limits really run from the Stroh Center along East Wooster out towards I-75. Campbell Hill and Alumni Drive, Wooster intersection is pretty much right in the middle of this screenshot. You can see the shots down below, give you a little bit tighter reference point on the intersection. Before I go any further, here's the way to ask your questions. There's phone numbers and links on this page for future reference. To make contact, comments are due October 16th, 2020. This is a project overview. This is actually the third phase of work originating from a 2015 Wooster Street corridor study, which planned to create a safer corridor with improved pedestrian connectivity, safer vehicular access management, improved decorative lighting, and landscaping improvements. It's really the front porch enhancement concept that the City of Bowling Green and BGSU have been talking about for about 5 years. The pedestrian hybrid beacon near the Stroh Center and the I-75 ramp roundabouts were the first and second phases. In this project, a new landscape median provides an enhanced gateway into the City of Bowling Green and BGSU while controlling the driveway access. We have many driveways on the south side of East Wooster. The new roundabout, the intersection of Wooster to Campbell Hill and Alumni Drive, provides the U-turns needed for the access changes. In this view, you can see the concept drawing from 2015. In that concept, the median was grass and bushes. We're going to have cobblestone pavers, trees, and street lighting, decorative street lighting. It complements what we have up on the overpass. This was first displayed back in 2015. A little bit tighter view on the right, especially, is the intersection under review. Here's the concept drawing from 2015, which kind of got us to where we're at today. Here's a closer look at the roundabout. It's a two-lane roundabout. You also can see the new median heading up towards I-75, and you can see the driveways on the south side. And Alumni Drive to the north and Campbell Hill Drive to the south, both are one-lane roads East Wooster is 2-lane, currently with a center median. Here's an even closer look at the roundabout. Again, the 2 lanes on East Wooster, the single lanes for the cross streets. The easy U-turns will allow the replacement of left turns across through traffic. This concept gives us pedestrian movement on all 4 sides of the intersection. We're currently only have 3 ways of getting across the intersection today. This roundabout will operate at speeds of about 15 to 20 mile an hour, much like the roundabouts that exist up on the overpass. Aesthetic improvements, again, are the stone pavers, decorative lighting, and the landscaping. Here's the median overview. And there again are the close-up shots of those elements, the pavers, the lighting, the plantings, and landscaping. The new median runs all the way from Campbell Hill to I-75, and again, eliminates those left turn crossings through traffic. Now I'm going to turn it over to Brad Holman, the city engineer, and he's going to take it on from here.
Thanks, Brian. Next, I'm going to go over the project impacts that you'll notice. First off, you'll notice there will be some access changes, not only during construction, but also after the roundabout and median island are put in service. There will be a need for some temporary and permanent right-of-way, and the majority of that will come from the north half of the intersection where BGSU is. There's very minimal environmental impacts, but there will be an addition of some bioretention cells or rain gardens that will be implemented for the treatment of stormwater runoff in this area. And then finally, I'll go over the maintenance of traffic in more detail here in the next few slides. But in general, Wooster Street will remain open with 1 lane of traffic in each direction for the duration of the project. But there will be some possible night closures for final pavement restoration. For the maintenance of traffic, you can pretty much divide it up into 3 phases. During phase 1, Alumni Drive will be closed for 60 days. During phase 2, Alumni Drive and Campbell Hill will both be closed for 30 days. And then in phase 3, the roundabout is actually completed, but the center median island construction will take place during this phase. Here's shows an illustration of what phase 1 will look like. Traffic will be shifted to the south half of Wooster. You can see that here in blue. Traffic will be on the south half of Wooster, maintaining 1 lane of traffic in each direction, and Campbell Hill will also remain open during this time, and a temporary traffic signal will be installed on the south half of the intersection right in this area to control the flow of traffic on Wooster and Campbell Hill. On the north half of the intersection, that's shown in orange here, that's where the construction is going to take place during phase 1. About 2/3 of the roundabout will be constructed during this phase, and Alumni Drive will be closed during this portion, as well as the sidewalks and multi-use path on the north side of Wooster. So pedestrians will be shifted to the south half of the intersection to avoid the construction zone. During phase 2, basically traffic will be shifted to the north half of the intersection, and work will take place in the south half. On Wooster Street, the traffic area shown in blue, you're actually going to utilize a portion of the new roundabout with 1 lane of traffic in each direction. And then Alumni Drive will still be closed during this time, and pedestrians will be shifted to the north side of Wooster during this phase. Work will take place on the area shown in orange here on the south half of the intersection, and Campbell Hill will be closed during this phase, and the walks and driveways will also be closed while they're being constructed. Once we enter phase 3, the roundabout is actually completed, and 1 lane of the roundabout will be put into service. Traffic on Wooster Street will be shifted to the outside lanes while work on the median island takes place on the center lanes. And the median island will have the decorative lighting and trees that Brian was talking about. And once the median island is constructed, it will essentially convert all these driveways on the south half of the corridor to right in, right out. And you'll have to utilize the roundabouts on either end of this corridor, the I-75 roundabout on this side, or the newly constructed Campbell Hill roundabout to get where you need to go. And this median island will prevent or eliminate the dangerous left-hand turns that are occurring into and out of these businesses now. Next, I'm going to go over a little bit of the project schedule. Currently, Pogemeyer Design Group, they're involved in detail design, and they will be for another year or so. In July of 2021, the environmental documents are expected to be approved. During spring and summer of 2022, all the right-of-way is expected to be acquired, and like we said, the majority of that is on the BGSU side, over on this side of the intersection. And then finally, construction is expected to take place in the summer of 2023. Should last around 4 months, and we're thinking probably from around Memorial Day to Labor Day for that. Just wanted to say thank you, and if you have any questions or comments, they can be directed to my attention. The mailing address is listed there at 304 North Church Street. My email is bholman@bgohio.org. My office phone is listed there, and also I wanted to mention that ODOT, they do have a project webpage, and they'll be keeping that up to date, and we'll actually put a link on our city website as well to link to that page to keep you updated and informed throughout the project. And also, I guess I'd also like to play a short video about multi-lane roundabouts, and I'll go ahead and get that fired up now.
The multi-lane roundabout is designed to safely handle more traffic at busier crossroads and allow more vehicles to pass through the circular intersection at the same time. Navigating a multi-lane roundabout is simple once you understand what the signs and pavement markings mean. As you approach the intersection, the signs and roadway markings will guide you into which lane you should use before entering the roundabout. Typically, the outer lane is for drivers who want to exit at the first or second junction. The inner lane is for drivers who want to exit at the second or third junction or to make a complete U-turn. Drivers must stay in their lanes as they continue through the roundabout. The use of 2 lanes at the multi-lane roundabout allows drivers in both lanes to enter at the same time when there is a safe opening. This keeps traffic moving, creating fewer delays, and the intersection operates more efficiently. Drivers must yield to any vehicles already inside the roundabout. Drivers should always use their turn signals when exiting the roundabout. Pedestrians must always use the marked crosswalks at each approach outside the roundabout, and drivers always yield to pedestrians. Bicyclists should enter the roundabout as any other vehicle would, and drivers should yield to any bicyclist already inside the roundabout. With these simple rules in mind, navigating a roundabout will be a smoother and safer experience. To learn more, search Roundabout at ncdot.gov.
And that's all I had for my part of the presentation. And I'll go ahead and turn it back over to ODOT.
Thanks, Brian, for the presentations and great video about roundabouts there, Brad. All right, so we're going to go again over the options to join the public meeting. So if you are interested in contacting us with any questions or comments, you can do so by the following 3 methods. So first, you could call in by phone by calling 855-925-2801. And the code for this meeting is 7790. So again, that's 855-925-2801, code 7790. That will allow you to join the speaker queue, and you can do that by pressing the star or the asterisk, and then press 3 to join the speaker queue. As a reminder, please do mute your computer or the online portion of this presentation while you're speaking so that we don't have any echoes crossing through. And then if you are already on the phone and need to get more options, you can just press star again. You can also call this number and leave a voicemail. The voicemails are sent into the project team for review, and then we can go over those as well. You are able to text in if you have questions. So you can text this meeting, and those comments can be sent to you'll text the code W046 to 73224. So in your to button on your cell phone, you're going to text the number 73224, and in that you'll send the code W046. You can also use the comment box that's actually on the public input platform. You can use the comment box that's usually on the right side of the screen, but it might be a little bit further down if you might need to scroll to find it. So with that, we will look to see if we have any speakers in the queue. We do have our first question. Question number 1. How will the project timing account for the heavy traffic in and out of BGSU for graduation, move-in, and sporting events?
We have considered these in the past with other projects on East Wooster, and we work with BGSU to coordinate these issues. In the past, we've worked with BGSU police for these things, city police to help control traffic. But generally, with graduation happening middle to late May, the project will just be getting started. Sporting events will be pretty much non-existent from on campus during the summer. There will be some conflicts maybe in August or September. And like we did in the past on East Wooster, we'll work with BGSU to make sure everybody can get to the events. We are also monitoring access to Carter Park, the city-owned park on the south end of Campbell Hill, as they do have multiple baseball and softball tournaments all summer. And we'll work with the manager out there to make sure people know the detour through press releases and information when they arrive for those tournaments to find their way to the park during the Campbell Hill closure. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Brian. Our next question is, between phase 1 and phase 2 combined, will Alumni Drive be closed for the entire 90 days? And are those 90 days consecutive?
Yes, that is correct. Alumni Drive, the phase 1 we're anticipating to last around 60 days. And Alumni Drive will be closed starting out. And then during phase 2, which is a 30-day phase, Alumni Drive will still remain closed. And that's when Campbell Hill will close. Campbell Hill will be open during phase 1. So yes, it will be 90 days.
Very good. Thank you for that information. At this time, I don't think that we have any other questions or callers in the queue. So I'm going to go over the information again for you to contact us in order to get involved. You can call with your comments via phone, and the number that you would want to call to do so is 855-925-2801. And the meeting code for our meeting that we're in today is 7790. You have the opportunity to text in your comments and questions. You can text the code W046 to the number 73224. And that is a texting option that we have available. And then we also have the chat feature that is in public input, where you can make a comment and submit your comments in the comment box, which should be along the right side of your screen, or if you have to scroll, if your screen is a little bit more narrow. So we'll hang tight and hopefully look forward to a couple of those questions. One of the things that maybe we should discuss is, how far west will the median go? Could you, Brad or Brian, answer that for us?
Well, that's still in play a little bit in the design. We do have the pedestrian hybrid beacon near the Stroh Center. One idea would be to extend the median further west to the hybrid beacon, but you do have a couple of driveways that do not have the luxury of a nearby roundabout to exit those driveways. So we want to try and tie that in with the pedestrian hybrid beacon, because that'll make the crossing there safer. But I think that'll come out in the final design. We're still not locked in just yet on how far west the median will go at this time.
All right, thanks for that, Brian. Oop. I think I might have muted unexpectedly. There we go. All right, another question that we've received: where will the rain gardens for stormwater be located?
I'm going to go back to the presentation. I think those might be shown, or maybe Jeff, you can, I'm going to go ahead and get back on the presentation and should be able to point that out.
Yeah, that's a good slide, Brad, right there. So currently we have 3 of them shown. We think we're going to eliminate one of them that's on the northeast corner. So they're both right now are planned to go on the northwest corner of the intersection.
Yeah, they're shown here in the dark green, I believe.
And would one of you by chance have interest in discussing how bicycles can go through a roundabout in this location?
This location on East Wooster has the luxury of having the multi-use path. So one thing with the multi-use path, that's there so that people can either walk, ride their bike, jog, or whatever on the multi-use path if they don't feel comfortable riding on East Wooster. But if you're going to ride a bike through the roundabout, as the video showed, just go in, own the lane. As we talk about, bikes may use full lane all across the city. The bike can go through the roundabout just like a vehicle can. The speeds are 15 to 20 mile an hour, so the speeds are slow. Just follow the rules that you do anywhere else when you ride throughout the city or anywhere else on a road or highway, and you'll be just fine with the slow speeds through this roundabout.
Thanks, Brian. And just to give people the opportunity to join us, I'm going to go over those options again to ask your questions. So the 3 options that we have are that you can call by phone at 855-925-2801, and the code for our meeting is 7790. You can leave a voicemail there, or you can speak to provide your comments and questions. You can text your comments and questions to the code W046 to the number 73224. Or you can use the comment box that is within public input. We do have another question. What is the plan for rerouting the multi-use path during the project, as it shows that it will be closed during the project?
I'll try to tackle that one. Right now, the multi-use path kind of comes up to that intersection, and it really ends. It joins up with the Bowling Green State University's kind of walkways through the universities. So we're not going to really be able to continue that multi-use path, I guess, and a true use of a multi-use path during that first phase of construction. So the idea is they're just going to have to use the pedestrian walkways that are out there for that use during that 60-day closure period.
Thanks, Jeff. At this time, we don't have any questions that are in the queue, so we're going to give it a couple of minutes, and if we do get any more of those, we will be sure to let you know. So if you are viewing and you're interested in hearing what other people have to say, hang tight. Otherwise, we'll wrap up our question and answer session shortly, so please hang tight. And guys, since we do have a couple of minutes, going back to the rain gardens, can you talk a little bit about what will be planted in those rain gardens?
At this time, we don't have a planting schedule for the rain gardens. Well, traditionally what we've done in rain gardens is we'll try to put in some plants that are, that thrive in that type of environment. So that's kind of a decision we'll probably make a little further down in the design phase. But we'll work with both the university and the city to come up with a planning that looks nice, but is also maybe not real high maintenance also for them.
Thanks, Jeff. And we are going to go ahead and give it just a couple of more minutes in the event that another caller or interested resident has any questions. All right, so we are going to go ahead with a couple more questions. Can you talk about, so the question is, will the project be relocating the BGSU sign on the north side of the intersection or the fencing at the parking lots? You guys who are a little bit more familiar with the location might be able to answer that.
Well, that's a good question. For right now, I don't think we have any fencing in the parking lots planned. There are fences on the south side for the hotel. They're going in with that project, but right now we don't have anything for fencing in the parking lots.
Thank you, Brian.
And I know for that sign that's currently at Wooster and Alumni, that sign will have to be removed, and we're talking about possibly putting a new kind of BGSU City of Bowling Green sign in the center of the roundabout when it is finished.
All right, and just in the event that anybody is joining us last minute unexpected, I'm going to go over those options to get in touch with the project just one more time. We do have the live question and answer going on, and we have 3 ways that you can get in touch with us to provide your feedback. You can call us by phone at 855-925-2801. The code for this particular meeting is 7790. You can join the speaker queue there, or you're able to leave a voicemail that will be sent to the project team, and then they'll get back to you accordingly. You could text your comments and questions to W046 to the number 73224. This contact information is also provided in the presentation, and our presentation is going to be posted on our website, on the events page, and on the public input page for you to be able to view after the meeting concludes. Finally, you do have the opportunity to engage with us using the comment feature on public input. So you're able to leave your comments, questions right there, and then we'll be able to access those as the meeting is going on. All right, team, we do have another question. So why are there 2 lanes going east and west, but 1 lane going north and south through the roundabout? Could you talk a little bit about those lanes?
Hi, this is Jeff. I'll answer that question. As part of our design process, we evaluate the traffic that's out at the roundabout, and the first thing we try to do is actually we'd prefer to put in a single lane roundabout, but due to the traffic volumes on Wooster Street and the turning movements, that didn't meet the design requirements for this intersection. So the next best option was to have the 2 through lanes heading east and west on Wooster Street, and then having the single lanes on Campbell Hill / Alumni Drive. So to answer the question is that we just didn't need the additional lanes on Campbell Hill for the roundabout to function properly.
Thanks, Jeff. We've also received the question, it appears that the project is pushing back the east and south boundary of the Stroh Center parking lot. Could you clarify on that, please?
We actually are not getting into the parking lot for the Stroh Center. There is some, I think we do show a little bit of we have a temporary right-of-way that we have proposed in that area just to facilitate construction, but there is no intent to get into the actual Stroh Center parking lot.
Very good. Thank you, Jeff. We also had a request. I think it was Brad who had the video. Could you please show the roundabout video again?
Yeah, no problem. I will, just a second here, I'll fire it up again.
The multi-lane roundabout is designed to safely handle more traffic at busier crossroads and allow more vehicles to pass through the circular intersection at the same time.
Actually, I'm going to go ahead and try that again and change the settings here.
The multi-lane roundabout is designed to safely handle more traffic at busier crossroads and allow more vehicles to pass through the circular intersection at the same time. Navigating a multi-lane roundabout is simple, once you understand what the signs and pavement markings mean. As you approach the intersection, the signs and roadway markings will guide you into which lane you should use before entering the roundabout. Typically, the outer lane is for drivers who want to exit at the first or second junction. The inner lane is for drivers who want to exit at the second or third junction or to make a complete U-turn. Drivers must stay in their lanes as they continue through the roundabout. The use of 2 lanes at the multi-lane roundabout allows drivers in both lanes to enter at the same time when there is a safe opening. This keeps traffic moving, creating fewer delays, and the intersection operates more efficiently. Drivers must yield to any vehicles already inside the roundabout. Drivers should always use their turn signals when exiting the roundabout. Pedestrians must always use the marked crosswalks at each approach outside the roundabout, and drivers always yield to pedestrians. Bicyclists should enter the roundabout as any other vehicle would, and drivers should yield to any bicyclist already inside the roundabout. With these simple rules in mind, navigating a roundabout will be a smoother and safer experience. To learn more, search Roundabout at ncdot.gov.
And we will go ahead and probably post that video onto our website as well, just for, we'll probably have actually a whole project page for this project, and we'll post that video and probably some other documents as well.
Cool. Thanks, Brad. I know that we discussed that we aren't exactly sure what is going to be, what is going to be planted yet in the rain gardens, but do we want to discuss, or do we have any ideas what's going to be planted in the medians, or is that still up for discussion as well?
Yeah, one thing we want to do is make sure this new project dovetails with what we've already done on the overpass. So the cobblestone pavers that we have up on the overpass will be brought down the median. The decorative lighting that's already on the overpass, the same style lighting will be used down the median and on the sides. And hopefully we can squeeze some trees in the median, and we'll get some salt tolerant trees in there working with our city arborist. And around those trees, we would have the same decorative landscaping stone that we also have up on the median. So it all looks like it had a plan throughout. So when someone comes in years down the road, it looks like this was all done at the same time, and the look and feel is the same, all going towards that first impression of coming to the city of Bowling Green and Bowling Green State University. So when people come to town, they have a good positive impact when they first get off the interstate.
Thanks, Brad. We are not seeing any other questions coming through right now, so I think that shortly we're going to move toward adjourning, but we'll still give folks just a couple of more minutes to join us in the event that they do have questions. And as we mentioned before, the presentations that you've seen today, the presentation and the Roundabout video will both be posted on the public input webpage, and then it will definitely get to the ODOT page as well. So please feel free to use those tools if you want to revisit the presentation or have any other questions that you want to leave a comment about. All right. Well, thank you all so much for your interest in this meeting today. We will keep the phone lines open for about 5 more minutes. If you have any other questions or concerns, please let us know now. But you do have the opportunity to submit afterward by voicemail, text. You can use the comment box, email, or call to Brad Holman using the printed comment form or using the digital comment form on ODOT's project page by no later than October 16th of 2020. So you have about 30 days from now. We very much appreciate your input, and we look forward to hearing from you and look forward to get the project started. Thanks. All right, the current time is about 4:45, so we are going to go ahead and adjourn the meeting. If you have any future comments or questions, please use the comment options that are available to you either on our website by submitting a paper comment form or reaching out by email or phone to ODOT or the Bowling Green City officials. You can view the presentation on ODOT's website or on the public input website. So please feel free to do so. And if that sparks anything in your mind, please reach out to us. We are going to go ahead and adjourn for the day. But we look forward to hearing from you if that was something that you were interested in, again, through the comment form on our website, by phone, email, or by printing out and mailing us a comment form. So thank you all so much for your participation today, and thank you to our presenters and to our technical support team who were able to answer the questions. Thanks to our consultants, and you all take care. Thank you.